with, who's an IT business analyst? What do they do? I'm sure you must have heard about so many things about the business analyst role. But whatever it is that people say, most of the times it's not clear. So let me articulate who an IT business analyst is, right? So an IT business analyst is the liaison between IT and business. So there is IT, there is the information technology team, and then there is the business. So the liaison, meaning the middleman or middlewoman or middleman or the middle person, is the IT business analyst. He or she is the liaison between IT and business, right? So what does that mean? That means, let me drill down a little bit more. In every IT project, there is the business team. There's two teams broadly. If you have to be broad when you talk about this, right? So this is on a very broad level. In an IT project, there are two entities, right? So I'm just going to put IT project. So in an IT project, there's going to be two entities. One is the information technology team, and one is the business team. And the person who's going to liaison or coordinate between these two teams is the IT business analyst. So let's take one step back, right? So what happens in an IT project? In an IT project, what we do is we build an application. So what does that exactly mean? It means we build an application like this. Now this is an application, right? So what you see here is Amazon, right? So in IT projects, we build applications like this, the one that you see. So Amazon is an internet application. As a part of IT projects, you build internet applications. That's Amazon. An intranet applications that organizations used only within themselves. It's not available on the web like this for all of us to see. They only use it among themselves, right? That's why it's intranet. So this is what we do as a part of IT project. Now you can see so many features, right? So there is the luxury module where you see so many products, and there is the pet supplies module where you see a lot of pet related stuff that Amazon sells. And then you see a lot of these modules. If you click on all, then you see all these items here, bestsellers, new releases, etc. Right? Now, all these features that you saw, these features are given by none other than business. So they ask for these features that we just saw. And then that message goes from the business to IT business analyst. And then the IT business analyst conveys it to the information technology team, who will in turn build it. Then we see all these modules like the Amazon bestsellers, the new releases, movers and shakers. So all these items, all these features and functionalities that you see are given, are requested by the business to the IT business analyst. And then the IT business analyst is going to convey those requirements to the information technology team. Hence, we use the technical term, or hence we use that very descriptive term, liaison. Right? That's the reason we use the liaison term, because they are in the middle. And IT business analyst is the representative from the information technology team. So this is how it works, right? Let me give a real-time scenario uh, on what a business analyst does. I'll give you a sample example. This is exactly how it works in the real time. Okay? So let's go over it and listen carefully and focus. All right? So Emma is the business stakeholder. So what does that mean? So this person that you see on the screen is Emma. She is the business stakeholder. That means what? She's business, right? Are we on the same page at least up to this? Okay. So now this is what she says. She wants a feature. That's all business does, right? They want a feature in the application, just like we saw for Amazon. Remember? So she says literally, and I'm quoting what Emma says, we need a simple dashboard that visually summarizes our main sources of bank revenue. So the executive team can instantly see how much each area contributes to our overall performance. For example, I want to see at a glance how much retail banking, corporate banking, wealth management, and treasury operation bring in this quarter. The visualization should be intuitive and something we can easily use in our business review meetings, including exporting it into our reports. So, this is literally the requirement that she is giving, or her need, or that's what Emma is conveying, right? So, this is the business lead. This is what Emma is going to tell who? The IT business analyst. And she's using what? She's using out and out business language. Do you see any technical content in here? No. She's using what? Business language. Right? Now, who is she saying this to? To the IT business analyst. Now, this guy with the specs on and laptop in his hands and just raising one finger for whatever reason. So, this guy is the IT business analyst. So, Emma is giving this requirement or this business need in business language to the business analyst, right? So in this case, this business analyst can be me. So this business analyst is Shushruth, okay? So now, Emma, the language that she speaks is business language, correct? Why is it business language? Read this. Just pause this video and read this. I want everybody to pause the video and read this for 2 to 3 minutes, 2 to 3 times right now. Pause it, read it. Okay. I'm not going to stop because I want to keep going, but I want everybody to stop the video and read this for 2 to 3 times and figure that it is indeed what? Business language. Correct? That's what Emma is talking. She talks business language. This is Sushruth. So he's the IT business analyst, right? And he needs to do what? He needs to capture the requirements, right? Going back to the top, the requirements come from business, then to IT business analyst, then this requirement is conveyed to information technology team. And when I say requirement or business need, what does that mean? Amazon basics. And then all these stuff is coming, right? This is what is called requirement. These are all called features and functionalities. If I click on new arrivals, all the new arrivals are coming in. This is called feature. This is called functionality. If I click on add to the cart, it gets added to the cart. This is a feature. This is a functionality. This is what the business will give to who? To the business analyst. And then the business analyst will convey it to who? The information technology team. right? Now, in the sample example that we are taking, the business requirement coming from business whose Emma is what? So this is the business need or the business requirement right here. We need a simple dashboard that visually summarizes our main sources of bank revenue. So the executive team can instantly see how much each area contributes to our overall performance. For example, I want to see at a glance how much retail banking, corporate banking, wealth management, and treasury operations bring in this quarter. The visualization should be intuitive and something we can easily use in our business review meetings, including exporting it to our reports. This is what is the business requirement, right? That is coming from the business. Who's capturing it? The IT business analyst. So now the business analyst will capture it, right? Will have to note it down. So the business Emma is saying something to me. Now that something is this needs to be noted down, right? The way a IT business analyst is going to write it is in business requirements language, right? So the business analyst will capture everything in a certain way. He or she will capture the requirement in a certain way or in a certain language. That's called business. You can call it business requirements. That's how they capture whatever it is that the business is giving them to code, right? Now let's go over these requirements. Now, these requirements that we are going to see is nothing but business language converted to business language means this content that you see on the screen. Business language converted to business requirement language by the IT business analyst. Okay. Let's go over the business requirement language. Business requirement 1, A10 system. So what is A10 system? I'm just coming up with a fictitious name. This is Amazon system, right? This is Amazon system. Likewise, this one is A10 system, the system that that bank is working on. I'm just coming up with a fictitious name, right? A10 system shall provide the ability to view revenue information on the revenue information page, because that's what they are asking in here. We need a simple dashboard that visually summarizes our main sources of bank revenue, right? So this is the business requirement language. A10 system shall provide the ability to view revenue information on the revenue information page, right? Now, this shall be broken down into functional requirements, because as a business analyst, you have to be detail oriented, specific, brief, to the point, clear. So we have to break that business requirements into functional requirements. And these are all still business requirements language, just like English, French, Tamil, Hindi, or whatever it is, right? This is business requirement language. That's the language that the business analyst speaks. The language that the business stakeholder speaks is business language. Okay. So now the functional requirements comes under the business requirement. That's why 1.1, 1.2, 1.3. So this business requirement is broken down into functional requirements, right? So A10 system shall display line of credit revenue information on the revenue information page. A10 system shall display retail banking revenue information on the revenue information page. A10 system shall display the corporate banking revenue information on the revenue information page. A10 system shall display the wealth management revenue information on the revenue information page. A10 system shall display treasury operations revenue information on the revenue information page. So this only says revenue, but as a business analyst, you have to be detail oriented and specific. Hence, we are breaking down each and every revenue that needs to be displayed, that comes under revenue. Okay. If there's any questions, comment below. I'll definitely get back within 12 to 24 hours. So this is how we break it down. We will go into this in depth during the requirements module, right? So don't worry about it. I'm just giving an I'm explaining what an IT business analyst does. So I'm giving this as a sample, but during documentation phase, I'll really go into this in depth, right? Now we are just trying to understand who an IT business analyst is. That's about it. So yeah, a minimal understanding is good, right? So you can break the business requirements into functional requirements, meaning what you see on screen is functional requirement, right? Think of it that way. Non-functional requirement, what is something that happens behind the screen. We will see the differences between functional and non-functional requirements later in the documentation module. Just think of non-functional requirements as more requirements that comes under business requirement for now. Like I said, right now the vision is to understand who an IT business analyst is. That's about it. It's not to learn documentation. So now the same business requirement is broken down further. Non-functional requirements, role-based access control. Ethan system shall display revenue information on the revenue information page only to executive level staff. So that revenue information that the business is asking, right? So that will only be displayed to the executive level staff. All the managers, associate staffs cannot see it. Ethan system shall display retail banking revenue information on the revenue information. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm repeating myself. Okay. So the next non-functional requirement is Ethan system shall load and display the revenue information page within 3 seconds for authorized user under normal network conditions. So once the user tries to access the revenue information, it should be displayed within 3 seconds. Okay. That's what this is. Again, non-functional requirements, something that happens behind the screen. Doesn't happen on the screen. It's not visible to you in the user interface. Ethan system shall provide 99.99% uptime for the revenue information page during business hours. Right? So the system should not be down. It should always be displayed. It should not break. It should not be down. Every time the user is going to log in and see the revenue information, it should be displayed, right? That's what we are trying to convey. Ethan system revenue information page shall comply with WCAG 2.1 accessibility guidelines. Is nothing but accessibility guidelines means the font should be of a certain size. For example, these fonts that you see, right? The size of the text is a certain size. It has a certain color that you can easily see for accessibility, for ease of viewing. So there are these accessibility requirements under, there will be a document named WCAG 2.1. So all those requirements must be met. The font has to be a certain size. Only certain colors should be used. The font has to be a certain size. Only certain colors should be used. Um, the text should not be clubbed together too much. It should have some gap so that everybody can see, right? So that is what this is. Do some research on WCAG 2.1, right? Next one is Ethan system shall refresh revenue information on the revenue information page at least once every 24 hours or on demand when triggered by an authorized user. So meaning the revenue information should be updated every 24 hours or on demand, meaning every 24 hours in the application. So yesterday's revenue versus today's revenue. So today's revenue will be different from yesterday's revenue, correct? So that update needs to be made every 24 hours or on demand. Or if we do a refresh, we should be able to see the current revenue situation live. So that is what non-functional requirement 5 conveys. So this language, the non-functional requirements, the functional requirements, the business requirements, right? Business requirement 1. So now the functional requirements and non-functional requirements are a part of business requirement. And this whole content, right, it's in business requirement language. I'm just going to type it here. So this is what? Business requirements language. I'm just going to shade this in yellow, and I'm just going to indent it italic, put it in italics, right? So this is what? Business requirements language. So this is business language. So Emma, the business person, gives the business need in business language. IT business analyst Shushruth will note it down in business requirements language. This is like what? English, French, Tamil, Hindi, likewise. Think of it like that, right? Same information captured differently in different languages. So now, what have we seen so far? So we have seen, I'm just going to use another color. We have seen the business giving the business need to the IT business analyst, and the IT business analyst has created something called business requirements, right? That's what we saw. Just going to put it as BR, business requirements, and then he or she has just captured it. So these are the business requirements, right? So these are the business requirements. So that is what we have seen so far, and that's in business requirements language, right? So now what else needs to be done? So this business requirement needs to go to the information technology team so that they can code, and then you can see that application, right? Just going to put A for application, right? So that's how you see all these things, right? All this Amazon, all these things. The developers are coding all this, right? So that's what we are doing here. So now, once it's captured, once the business requirements are captured, the IT business analyst will coordinate with the technical team. So these are the developers and testers, right? So the IT business analyst will coordinate with the developers and testers, and together as a team, they will come up with what? System requirements or system requirements document. And what is the language in this document? System requirements language. This is the system requirements document. And the language used is what? System requirements. Okay? I'm going to shade it and I'm going to italize this. Okay. Let's go into the system requirement document, right? So this is the markup that you will see in the system requirements document. This is only a markup. And then, so all these things are the line of credit, retail banking, corporate banking. So this donut chart is here. It displays the revenue. And then all the content, okay? So all the content for this is coming from, so this is system requirement document. We will go into this document in depth during the documentation sessions. So if you don't understand this documentation, that's completely fine. Currently, we are only trying to understand what an IT business analyst does, right? So understand this much. The business requirements is getting converted. So the business requirements, this is the business requirement, right? Is getting converted into system requirements. So business requirement will be in a document name, business requirement document. That's where the business requirements will be there. That's where they'll capture it. The title of that document is business requirement document. And then the system requirements will be in system design document. The language is, I mean, system requirements document or system design document, the way, I mean, both means the same. I'm just going to put system design document for uniformity. So the language is system requirements language. right? And it will have the mock-up of what we are going to code. It has the line of credit donut chart and each and every revenue source. Line of credit, it has the donut chart, and then it has retail banking is this color, corporate banking is this color, wealth management is this color, treasury is this color. So it has all that content. Do you see? Are you able to relate between, are you able to relate this line of credit, um, corporate banking, wealth management, treasury operations? That is what is in here. Retail banking, corporate banking, wealth management, treasury operations, line of credit. Are you able to relate this and this? Simple, right? And this. So this is where she originally gave corporate banking, wealth management, treasury operations. I think I forgot line of credit. So I'm just going to put line of credit right here, right? Line of credit. So are you able to relate all these things? How it's getting flown down? How it flows? How the requirements flows? Right? So they'll create a mock-up. It has all the content. It's going to be a donut chart. So now it has all the API content. API is nothing but how the data is flowing in and where the data is coming from. We can learn about it in depth during our documentation session. So next is the UI UX content, revenue information. That's the page name. The header is revenue overview. Here it is, revenue overview. And then visualization is a donut chart showing revenue breakdown by line of credit, retail banking, corporate banking, wealth management, and treasury operations. So all that breakdown is given here, right? And you can filter it based on month, day, year, branch, state, city. So that is given here. So this is the, and then color related information. Export options is here. You can export it as a Excel document. So this is the design content that will be there in the system design document. And the language is system requirements language. And using this document, using this system design document, the developers will use the system design document to code and test. So this system requirement, this system design document is what the development team or the technical team will use to code and test. And then once we code and test, we will see all these features, right? Or in our example, we will see this page where this donut chart will be present. This is what we will see. This will be the product, final product. Right? Now, if we have to, so this is what an IT business analyst does. The IT business analyst will get the business information from the business need information from the business stakeholder, capture it as business requirements in business requirements language, will coordinate with the technical team, developers and testers will coordinate with them and help them to convert the business requirements language, which is in the business requirement document, to system requirement document, the system design document, and the language in the system requirements document is going to be system requirements language. So this document will be written by everybody, developers, testers, and business analysts. Everybody will coordinate to come up with the system design document, which will have the system requirements language. And then we'll get the system design document, which will have all this info. And the developers and testers will use the system design document to code and test. And finally, we will see the end product, which is the new feature that is working like this. This feature will be working. This is a mock-up, but in real time, this feature will be working. And you can do all the things and filter, do everything. So this is what an IT business analyst does. So now we have seen that information go from what? From the IT business analyst business requirement document to the information technology team using the system requirement document. So I'm just going to put this SR, a system design document, right? So I'm just going to put it SD. So let me summarize it, right? Business will give the business language and will convey the business needs to the IT business analyst. The language used is business language. Business analyst will capture it in the business requirement document in business requirements language and convey it to the information technology team. Now, the information technology team, developers and testers, they will work with the business analyst and convert the business requirement document, which is in business requirements language, to system requirements to system design document, which is in systems language, systems requirement language. And then using the system design document, they will code and test. And finally, A means what? Application. The application is ready. So you can see all these things. You can do all these things. If you click on household needs, that will open up. So all these things are coming from business, flowing through the IT business analyst. IT business analyst works with the development team, conveys the business requirements to the development team. They code and test. Finally, you and I have an application that we can use like this. Are we clear, team? Everybody? And if you are not clear, any questions, comment below. And I'll definitely respond to your comment within 24 to 48 hours or over the weekend. So this is what an IT business analyst does. So you might ask some frequently asked questions, right? So who will write the business requirement document? IT business analyst. Who will write the system design document? IT business analyst and the technical team together. It's a coordinative effort for the system design document, right? Who's going to code and test? Coding and testing will be done by the technical team. Business analyst will not be doing it. Okay? So this is what an IT business analyst does. And this is why we call IT business analyst as the liaison. Thank you.